Hi my dear learners of class 9th. In this video of mine I'm going to explain it to you line by line, one of the most important poem of your syllabus, that is the Lake Isle of Innisfree, a beautiful poem in 3 stanzas, 4 lines each. It means this poem contains 3 quatrains. Quatrain, Quatrai, and quatrain is a stanza of 4 lines each. So this beautiful poem that is written in 3 quatrains is all about the emotion and feeling and liking of W. W.B. Yeats. W means William, B means Butler, Yeats, Yeats, one of the greatest poet, dramatist, writer, and politician of Ireland. This great poet was born in 1865 and passed away in 1939. This poem, this great poet had written in 1888, and exactly after the 2 years, this poem was for the first time printed or published in a magazine called the National Observer. The National Observer. For your kind information, I would also like to tell you that this poet, dramatist, writer, and politician was chosen or elected as the member of the parliament of his own country, that is Ireland, in 1922. And the next year or the following year, that is 1923, this poet bagged one of the most prestigious award of the world, that is the Nobel Prize for his huge contribution to English literature. So these were some important pieces of information about the life and the work of this great poet. Actually, I did not make mention lots of great work of this poet, but before I head straight into the poem, I would also like to make mention some of his great poems like Byzantium, Byzantium, probably Byzantium, then Sailing to Byzantium, and then so many other beautiful poems like The Second Coming and A Prayer for My Daughter, and so many others. So this was a brief introduction of this great Irish poet who did great, particularly for the freedom and particularly for the liberty of his own country, that is Ireland. Let's look into this beautiful 12-line poem. Just let's read the first stanza of the poem in first quatrain, Quatrai, in first quatrain of the poem. See, I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there of clay and wattle made. 9 beans rows I will have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loved glade. So here the poet says that now he will arise, means now he will get up. He will get up and straightway go to this Innisfree. This Innisfree, this place, the island, was the place where, or just close to it, the childhood of this poet was spent, or he spent his childhood just close or just close to this island or just at this island. Means long back as a child he was there, he lived there. Though it happened long back, now he's a young, mature man. The poem was written, I told you that in 1888. The poet was born in 1865, means 75, 85. It means the poem was written when the poet was around 23 years old, and he had spent his early childhood there long back. Even then the memories of those days absolutely fresh in the mind of this poet. So that's why he says, now after living in the city amid the hustle and bustle, fret and fever, anxiety and sufferings and complications of the city life, now this poet is absolutely frustrated, or this poet has absolutely lost his interest in the city life. And that's why now this poet wants to arise and just straightway go to the Innisfree. And now he is planning what will he do there. See what he says. And a small cabin built there. He says he will go there and straightway build a small house for himself, and will make use of the natural material. He will make use of those things easily found or available there. Using those easily found materials or things, he will make his small house, and he will cultivate. He will do farming there. He will do beekeeping, or he will have honey bee there. Means he will live just like a life of a farmer, or just like a life of a villager there in that beautiful surroundings of at that beautiful place of Innisfree. He says, and live alone in the beloved glade. He says he will live there in isolation. He will not share the company. He does not want to share the company of someone there, because the company of someone there will only and only disturb him to relish and enjoy that serene atmosphere of that place. So he emphasizes on this very particular point, that he will live alone there. See the next line of the poem, what is. So here he, in the first stanza of the poem, he talks about this requirement. He talks about those requirement of the body. That's why he says he build a house there. He will do farming there. For what? For keeping his heart and soul together, particularly for the survival. Now see the next stanza of the poem. What does he talk about? The next stanza of the poem. See, and I shall have some peace there. For peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There the midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. So see, the memories of this place is absolutely, the memories of this place are absolutely fresh in the heart and head of this person. He can well remember those beautiful mornings of that place. He can well remember the beautiful noons and afternoons, and the beautiful evenings and the beautiful nights of that place. See what he says. Here he says that he will have peace there. He will have peace he will get peace just like the morning appears. Here he associates peace with the morning. He even imagines the just a morning as a woman, veiled, covered her face. He says, just as the sun rises, the morning will drop her veil, just like the woman drops her veil. And he will be woken up there by the beautiful chirping sound of the insect cricket. He says he will enjoy the morning there, he'll enjoy the noon there, he will enjoy the evening there, he will enjoy the night there. Because the morning of that place is absolutely different in comparison with the morning of the, or in comparison to the morning of this city. Evening absolutely different, noon absolutely different. So he will enjoy all 24 hours, morning, noon, afternoon and evening and night. He will enjoy all the different periods of the day or different phases of the day, or he will enjoy all the time there non-stop. He says, now see the next stanza of the poem. See what he says in the last stanza of the poem. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. So he says that now he will definitely arrive and go. Though he has been away from this place for a very long time, but the sound, that a beautiful, just a sound of the nature, that beautiful, just a noise that he heard there, that noise, that sound is absolutely fresh in his heart and head. Though he is at present in the city, in the hustle and bustle of the city, but he can well remember those beautiful noises and those beautiful sounds. He can remember that murmuring sound of the waterfall and murmuring sound of the river of that very particular place, that very particular island. Though he heard all long back in his own childhood, but the memory is absolutely fresh. So he says that now he will stand and go. So see, in the first stanza, the poet talks about the requirement of the body. That's why he says he will go there and build a house of his own, and then he will cultivate certain plants or beans, particularly for keeping his body and soul together. And in the second stanza, he talks about the peace that is very, very important, particularly for the heart and head, means particularly for the inner satisfaction or satisfaction of one's own soul. He talks about the importance of the satisfaction of the soul. In the third stanza, he talks about the importance of that memory that has somehow sustained him, supported him amid the din and hustle and bustle of the noise. So here the poet concludes the poem by saying that now he will stand and straightway go. No one can stop him from going. Thank you, my dear learners of class 9th. I hope this This video of mine will help you understand this poem beautifully. If even after my explanation you get some complications, you fail to understand certain lines of the poem, feel free to make a comment. I will try my best to explain and address all your problems in the next video. Once again, my dear learners, for watching this video of mine.